The day Uncle Ibuka died, Aunt Kamsi didn't cry. She sat there in her wrapper, holding little Neka's hand while Junior asked over and over, "Where is Daddy? Where is Daddy?" Her eyes were dry, but something behind them had broken beyond. Aunt Kamsi was an orphan. She grew up in our village, passed around from one relative to another after her parents died in a car accident when she was just 10. She wasn't treated well, especially by her father's sister, Mama Ijoma, who used to make her hug bitter leaf under the hot sun while her own children stayed home watching TV. People say orphans grow tough skin, but I think Aunt Kamsi just learned to stay quiet. She never fought back, even when she was being punished for things she didn't do. She used to wash clothes by hand while humming Igbo lullabies to herself. Her eyes always looked tired. Then she met Uncle Ibuka. He was like a miracle. I still don't understand how he fell in love with someone as invisible as Aunt Kamsi. He was from a decent family, worked as an electrician in town, and had a small but neat house. When he married her, some people whispered that she must have done something to trap him. Others said he was a fool. But if you saw the way he looked at her, you'd know love didn't need explanations. For 7 years, they lived like people in a quiet dream. He adored her. He never let anyone insult her, not even his own mother or sister, who hated Aunt Kamsi from the beginning. His mother said she was a witch who bewitched her son, that no good girl walks around life without parents. His sister, Amoka, would visit and leave her clothes scattered, expecting Aunt Kamsi to wash them without thanks. But Uncle Ibuka never allowed that. He would say, "This is my wife's home, you leave if you don't like her." They had 2 kids, Junior, always asking questions, and Neka, the quiet one with her mother's eyes. Their house was small, but warm. Uncle Ibuka would carry all of them on his back at once like a human horse. The kids screamed with joy. Aunt Kamsi would stand at the door, laughing like she had no worries in the world. Then came that night. Uncle Ibuka had gone out to fix a generator for someone. It was raining heavily. Auntie Kamsi waited, and waited. A knock came at the door around midnight. It was a neighbor, drenched and crying. There had been an accident. The Kiki, tricycle Ibuka boarded had crashed into a trailer with failed brakes. He died on the spot. Aunt Kamsi didn't speak. She wrapped herself with a blanket and just sat on the floor. She didn't eat. She only bathed the kids, fed them, and go back to her bedroom, sit on the bed quietly. The real horror started after the burial. His mother and sister came with fake tears, and not even 1 week after, they started talking about property. They accused Aunt Kamsi of killing her husband. Mama Ijoma even shouted in the compound that Kamsi was cursed, that her parents died, and now her husband too. "It's in her blood," she screamed. They took everything. The TV, the mattress, the fan, even Ibuka's shoes. They said the house belonged to the family. They locked her out. She begged them to let her take her children's clothes. They threw them in a black nylon and dumped it by the gutter. She was holding that nylon bag. It stank of kerosene. She moved into a one-room boys' quarters with a leaking roof. She took a job as a cleaner in a school. Every morning, she would walk the kids to school, sweep the compound, then go clean offices in town. She hardly slept. But she never once said anything bad about them. Never cursed them. Never asked why. One day, Junior asked her, "Mommy, are we poor now?" She looked at him, pulled him close, and said, "We are not poor. We just don't have money. But we have each other." Years have passed. Junior is in secondary school now. Neko wants to be a nurse. Aunt Kamsi still cleans houses, still walks to work, and still refuses to speak of her pain. When people talk about strength, I think of her, not because she fought, but because she didn't let the cruelty break her spirit. She is the quiet kind of strong. The kind that holds the world together while everyone else is asleep.